Hello, it's Deidre, and today we are going to venture into r/am I the asshole? Are you? Ooh, this is a good one. I never read these before I share them. I just go by the titles. Am I the asshole for accidentally sleeping with my ex's mom? Throwaway on phone. I, 37 male, broke up with my ex-girlfriend about 4 years ago. We were serious for a while, but it ended pretty badly and we haven't spoken since. I only met her family twice during our relationship and didn't keep in touch with any of them after the breakup. A few months ago, I met this woman, 58 female, at a bar. She was recently divorced, and after a few drinks, one thing led to another, and we ended up hooking up. It was totally casual, no emotions attached. This went on for a while until last week, when out of nowhere, she told me she couldn't continue and blocked me. That same night, my ex called me for the first time in years from a different number, absolutely furious. She was foul-mouthed, didn't let me speak, and accused me of doing something disgusting. What's that? And creepy for revenge. Turns out, I'd been sleeping with her mom, and I had no idea. I tried to explain that I didn't know, but she wasn't having it. After a few minutes of her screaming at me, I got fed up and I said, "Well, your mom's better than you," and hung up on her and blocked her. Am I the asshole? No. Honestly, I don't think anyone in this situation, I think the girlfriend and her mother could have communicated way better. Perhaps mom tried. I don't know. I wasn't there, but honestly, if anyone's out of line here, I think it's the ex-girlfriend. Because she refuses to see that this was not exactly something malicious that he did. How would anyone even plan something like that? It was 4 years ago. I highly doubt he spent that 4 years trying to orchestrate how to boink this girl's mom for revenge. There are no assholes here. Poor girlfriend was hurt. I really just think it's a huge mistake. How, though? How you end up sleeping with someone 20 years older than you, bro? Okay, next. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for rules my husband made for our family regarding our future children? Let's note that these children do not exist. Let's see what the rules are. My husband and I recently started trying to conceive. We haven't told any family or friends, but have started discussing rules/boundaries we would like to set with our family for when we eventually have our baby. I have this fear that our families will judge the rules/boundaries we plan to enforce. Here's what we've come up with. Number 1, do not post photos of our children online and do not send photos of our children to anyone online. Number 2, no screen time for our children until they are 2 years old. This includes phones. If you are holding or playing with our children, phones away. Number 3, once they are 2 years old, screen time will be limited to pre-approved movies selected by mom and dad. Number 4, no feeding or buying our children ultra-processed foods. If you would like a list of approved treats, let us know. Number 5, when buying gifts for our children for birthdays, Christmas, etc., please try to select educational toys, books, or experiences and limit the amount of plastic toys purchased. Number 6, nobody is to punish our children except mom and dad. If you believe our child needs to be punished, please come to us and let us deal with it. This rule applies while our kids are young and we are present. We don't plan to leave our kids alone with family until they are older. In the future, if you are watching our kids and we are not there, and they are misbehaving, of course, you can correct the behavior or give a timeout. Number 7, no kissing our baby. We do not need germ spread, and there is no reason you should need to kiss a baby that is not yours. Number 8, no adult talk in front of our children. That means no swearing and no talking about adult issues in front of them. Number 9, we want to make an effort to boost their confidence. If you want to give them a compliment, focus on how they are smart, brave, funny, creative, etc., rather than focusing on how they look, pretty, handsome, etc. Number 10, Nobody will be changing diapers or handling bath time except for mom and dad. Number 11. We want to teach our children that setting boundaries is okay, unless it is threatening to the well-being of our child. Example, they say they don't want to move out of a dangerous space, and there is a risk of them becoming injured. Please respect any boundaries they set. What? Okay, they said unless it's dangerous. Okay, whatever. Please respect any boundaries they set. Example, if they don't want to be hugged, don't force them to hug you. Okay, I can respect that. I actually agree. Number 12. No sleepovers at other people's houses until a certain age. My parents did that as well. I think I slept over one time at the neighbor's house. We will decide when it's the appropriate time. If you really want to have a sleepover, we can arrange for it at our house while we are present. Number 13. No bad-mouthing these rules in front of our children. For example, don't say, Mom and Dad won't let us have fun. All of these rules are for the well-being of our children, and this type of disrespect will not be tolerated. Are any of these unreasonable? Of course, I understand that things change as you become a parent, and it's possible we might change our mind or adjust some of these rules. But I guess I want to prepare for the reaction of our family members. Am I the asshole for discussing these rules with family before baby is born? Okay, well, first of all, you have not even conceived yet. Second of all, sure, some parents are like this and some parents can do all this. Maybe with two parents in the same mindset, it's possible to uphold all of these rules. Maybe it's more realistic if they're both on the same page. However, I can say when a child enters this world, a lot of stuff goes out the window. A lot of expectations are the first thing to go. There's so much going on and so much happening, so many other things to worry about. None of this shit will matter. In my opinion, I think they're overthinking it. Perhaps past a certain age, these rules, you'll be able to give them a more clear thought, more clarity of thought when you start getting sleep again. Perhaps, the remaining rules that don't pertain to newborn can be applied successfully without any stress or confusion. They have every right to hold family and friends to these standards. Hopefully, family and friends are willing to respect them because I actually think that if you can pull it off, your kids will be amazing. Amazing kids and amazing adults. No assholes here. Next. Am I the asshole for cutting off my sister over Amber Heard? This is gonna be a good one, I can tell. As a child, I was often treated badly by the women in my family. My cousins bullied me. My aunt's mother and grandma pushed me to the ground until the day I moved out. My mother was especially horrible to me, and grandmother defended her horrific, abusive behavior until the day she died. May she burn in hell. It seemed nobody except my older sister ever treated me like a human being. When I first got wind of the Johnny Depp story, I was sick. I just plain didn't want to believe it. But after the truth behind America's Dad and the friendly, geeky subway guy came to light, I didn't know what to believe. Then I heard the tapes. Everything Heard said convinced me. She was the abuser, not Johnny. It couldn't be more obvious. Sadly, my sister, who'd always stood up for me, did not feel the same. She saw everything I did, heard everything I did, yet was utterly convinced that Johnny, not Heard, was the abuser in the relationship, and nothing I said could convince her. I was horrified and disgusted beyond words. How could she possibly support Heard after seeing what our relatives had put me through? And after the evidence of Heard admitting to abusing him and mocking him, severing his finger, and even trying to rape him for frick's sake, there is literally audio of that POS forcing herself on him, and him pleading with her to stop. I don't think I'm comfortable being around her anymore. I can't be around a person who supports an abuser, let alone a rapist. The fact that she does so, while personally knowing what I've been through, is just salt on the wound. Am I the asshole for cutting off my sister over Amber Heard? Well, I don't think you did it because you're an asshole. I think you did it because you guys had a disagreement that was tied to something very sensitive in your past that you're probably still working through and healing from. I have my own opinions about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard issue. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to believe that two people can be toxic in a relationship. And a lot of times, toxic people attract toxic people. So it's not far-fetched at all. I'm not pointing any fingers at Johnny Depp. However, I will say I don't think he's completely innocent. I think Amber definitely has some issues. I think they have a dynamic where they are mutually abusive, and I think hers is probably more overt and unhinged, and his a bit more covert. And unfortunately, the two types tend to attract each other quite frequently, to where the covert can easily mask unhealthy intentions with the reaction of the overt. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, the overt reaction is what the world sees. And they don't have a better means of dealing with, situations that don't really have words. And when you're dealing with a covert, a lot of times the things they do don't have words. That's why it's so hard for people to believe when you say, hey, this person is harming me. And they look and they're like, ooh, that guy? No, he's a friggin' angel. What do you mean? You're making this up. I don't know these people. I honestly don't really care. However, I will say it is very possible for two people to be unhealthy and have a very unhealthy dynamic together. And I think it's quite foolish for people to get so emotionally invested in something they don't even know. I can say, when someone says they're being abused, even if you know the other person and you can't imagine it, listen to what the person saying they're being abused has to say. Listen to them. Offer support. Even if you don't have the facts, you can offer support without shunning someone or alienating another person whom you also care about. It's okay to hear what someone has to say when they are saying that they are being abused. And the reason why I take that stance on such a topic is it's very hard to be the person who is saying that these things are happening only to have people doubt you and, say you're something that you're not, like solely because they can't imagine that other person doing those things, okay? Like I said, I don't know these people, but obviously there's something going on in between them. I don't think that us on the outside should get so emotionally invested that we're cutting off our family members over something we were not even there for. So, no assholes here, but come on, you guys. Seriously. I get it, you're sensitive because you also dealt with abuse. And I get it, your sister likes freaking Pirates of the Caribbean. But you guys know each other. You don't know these people. These people are not going to swoop in and, give you guys hugs and save your family. Love each other. Just, you guys were fine to each other. This person supported you through your hard time. That matters. Just because she doesn't agree about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard doesn't mean that this isn't the person who loved you through your hurting time. Okay? No assholes here. Here's another one. Am I the asshole for standing up for myself and my boyfriend? I'm 17. Oh. Am I the asshole for standing up for myself and my boyfriend? I'm 17 female and my best friend, 15 female, got into an argument yesterday. I ended the friendship after 6 months of it being a one-sided relationship. I have ended 2 serious relationships for her because she didn't like them. But me and my boyfriend of 8 months are really close and she can't stand the thought of me having a life outside of the friendship. She gave me an ultimatum. It was either her or him, and I chose him. She's been cold and distant towards me for half a year, and I wasn't happy being her friend anymore, so I ended the friendship. Am I the asshole for standing up for myself and my boyfriend? No, you're not the asshole. You are a person trying to have a relationship, a healthy relationship, with a young man. And your little friend who is 15 years old has an issue because if you really think about it, when you have a close friend and you guys are, constantly together, constantly talking. Every thought involves that person, and then suddenly the other person is gone. But not completely gone. They're close by, but all the things they used to do with you, they're now doing with someone new. Whether it's a boyfriend or a new friend, it still hurts. And I'm not saying that it's okay for the 15-year-old friend to give an ultimatum. That's insane. Are you guys gonna grow up and, be together? Like, it's not healthy for her to think that you cannot have a boyfriend solely because it takes away from her experience as your friend. It sounds like the 15-year-old is really struggling with losing her best friend. The way she is handling it is not okay. She needs to talk to someone. And also, it might be beneficial to have other friends. Like, I get it. I was a person who bonded to one person at a time growing up. But, they're still young. They still have experiences. All in all, I would say 17-year-old is not the asshole. She is at an age where she is thinking of her future. 15-year-old is a little bit younger, not quite there yet, and maybe has a more immature mindset about these kinds of things. I would say no assholes here. I'm not going to call a little kid an asshole. She's not an asshole. She just doesn't quite understand how to handle her feelings, and it doesn't sound like she has a very good support system in that respect. And yeah, I don't want to diagnose anybody, but maybe she could have some borderline traits. Who knows? Not my business. But no assholes here. I think that is all for today. r/AITAH. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you do, subscribe. We'll keep reading Reddit. And thank you so much. Have a great day.